Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Hunter Exposed, aka Buzz, and I hope you had a fantastic great day. And we're finally back at a brand new review on the latest chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 232, and also known as Superpowers and Quirks. Now, straight off the bat, this chapter was amazing. It was absolutely nuts. I'm giving it a high review and a high rating. It's got to be at least, I'm going to smash the 10 with this one. The reason it is because this is given such a good build up, and we've learned so much information, and Twice was a savage once again, and we see Destro's quirk. So much has happened, but let's just break this down. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Hunter gang. I appreciate all the support we can get. I'm literally grinding back up to 100 subscribers again, and I appreciate all the help we can get. And yeah, be sure to leave a like as also the video gets out there. But let's get into it. And if you guys don't know, my last channel got terminated, but I'm going to refer to a video I made back on the old channel, and I said that Twice will use his quirk to multiply some of his teammates, and by this way he'll infiltrate, and I'm pretty sure he did that with Shigaraki here. But anyway, in the first page, the way Twice is whipping up his doubles looks so slick. I love the way the artwork is done, and I love the way he breaks down his quirk, saying how when he's making doubles of other people, it takes a lot more time than it does making doubles of himself. So that's why he can generate so many doubles, and his quirk is a problem, man. Imagine that, just a bunch of shadow clone jutsus in a space of a short time. And you know it's powerful when Destro himself is respecting Twice's quirk by saying, "Skeptic was right, you possess a wonderful superpower." And all this time I thought he was just making his doubles just to use those to attack, but I love the way he's duplicated all of his team in the League of Villains, and the way Shigaraki says don't duplicate your leader under the assumption that I'll die. And of course he made a hype man for each one of these with his own double. And of course our boy Twice thought it was smart. He went to use one of his own doubles to go save Giran, and you just see him take a little flick. Now I'm just wondering what Destro's power is. It just looks so nuts, but we'll talk more about this when we see him go in beast mode. And you just see Destro about to do this one crazy attack, and I've always been talking about the marks on his face, and especially how he presses it to turn his powers on in its own sense every time we've seen him use it. Of course here we didn't see him do that, but you just see him expand his arm very big, and you still see this like dark shade that covers around his body. It's like a burn mark in his own sense. But I wonder what it is and how his quirk works. I believe it could be some type of like kinetic energy, or some type of energy that, you know, increases the power. But also in my last video I said something about his powers being among the lines of a quirk that's to do with demons. I don't know how this is gonna work. I know that this is no, you know, fairy tale type of manga, but I just have this feeling, and especially when you see Shigaraki take him off the building, which we'll get into once again later, it just makes me feel that he's got some type of like monster type of quirk, but we'll get more into that. But anyways, we see Destro then increase like his hand size, and he does this slap, this Detroit slap, and he destroys every single one of the doubles. And the way it just looks so fast, the way it was drawn out was nuts. I wish I could show you guys, but of course I'm not trying to get copyrighted once again. And even the impact, you see the way it smashes out on the side of the building, you can tell this guy is powerful. The way he's just saying it's absurd that we're even competing in the same ring. Like, this guy is levels above these guys. But I'm not gonna lie, I love the way you see that one split in half, Twice just regain and, you know, join up to his body and go cling on to Giran, because, you know, Twice has got that love for Giran. And you just see here where Twice breaks down for Giran, and we know how much impact Giran has had for Twice. Without him, he would not have met the League of Villains, and he would not have gained this family. And the way that Destro tries to criticize it, saying how, you know, they just make-believe villains, talking about how they're emotional and soft, but at the same time, these are the emotions that's gonna make them stronger than ever. And you gotta love the quote that you hear from Giran: "Man, I'm pathetic. I leak my client's personal information. I'm a failure of a merchant." It's a bit peak like that, my bro. But anyways, after this you see Shigaraki go for another attack on Destro. I'm not too sure if this is still a double or if this is Shigaraki himself, because in the end it feels more like that's actually Shigaraki, and I believe that he's just tripping out Destro by making him think that is fake, like a double of Twice. Now here we get into a huge backstory, and this is crucial as there's a lot of information up in this, and of course it's to do with the backstory of Destro and the mother, and let's just get into this anyway. So of course it seems that Destro is talking about the original Destro throughout all of this, the way he talks about a woman who bore a child possessing a superpower, and of course that superpower should have been Destro's, and I believe that this Destro we're seeing now carries the same quirk as his father. And if you're believing why I say that, is because he also has the same dark marks that we've seen on his face in previous chapters. I'll try to get a picture of that up now. So like I said, this story is coming from Destro's mother and the story of Destro. So it seems that, you know, he was born with a quirk or this superpower, and people were scared and frightened of him, because this was a time where quirk was still abnormal and superpowers were abnormal, and that the normal people were actually terrified of it. And she just let people know that, you know, this is just my child's quirk, it's nothing more. And she's talking about how there needs to be a world that these children can live freely with. But regardless, everything that she stood for was ridiculed and buried, and she was then silenced. She was killed by a team known as the anti-power or anti-superpower faction. And realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if a team like this still exists, and if we will see more of these things coming soon. I believe that they have a way to fight quirks without using quirks, so in its own sense like Haki in One Piece. And Shigaraki responds by saying, you know, like, no shit Sherlock, the mother of quirks, right? So I believe that, you know, that this wasn't the start of quirks, but I believe that this might be a book known as the mother of quirks. And then Destro breaks it down saying, then came the heroes, the government, and they teamed up with other vigilantes and began to quell the chaos. They started calming everything down, and then they came up with a saying that superpowers are merely a type of a human individuality, they are quirks. So they're talking about how each quirk is just a way of diversity of each person. But Destro and Destro believe that they were just trying to sugarcoat it, and especially with the name of quirks, they're saying they can change the name as many times as they want, but its meaning is they were trying to prevent the abilities altogether. So he's saying that without being able to freely use your quirk or superpower, you know, you're not free, and that's their goal. So it's no wonder that the Detnarat company build, you know, items and equipment to enhance the quirk, to make it, you know, its full freedom of power. So this was all for Destro's mother, and Destro wants to make that future that his mother dreamt for. But what was weird is Shigaraki's reaction when he says my mother. I don't know what this is meaning. I don't know if that is twice or Shigaraki. That's the thing where I'm twisted here. Let me know what you guys think. But if it is Shigaraki, maybe he's having some type of backflash of his own mother, but I'm not sure. And I swear I can't wait to see this animated. The way Destro introduces himself here was so gangster, and the way he says, you know, he's the blood inheritor of Destro, I am Destro, and then he just reacts saying, do you truly believe that a gang of street punks with no history to the name, who want nothing more than destruction, are greater than us? Literally savage. But now I'm pretty sure that this has to be Shigaraki. The way he says twice, make a cushion if you want to protect Giran. So I do believe that this is the real Shigaraki, just as I said in the beginning of the chapter. But anyway, if you guys have noticed, you see, I'm pretty sure Shigaraki said this, but it could be twice. But after the first attack, I got stuck in the window frame and I saw him in the corner of my eye. He's coming. And if you guys don't know who that is the big boy himself, Gigantomachi. He's so close. Next chapter we're gonna see him go savage. And at this point Shigaraki says that knowing him he'll definitely touch the tower, meaning I think he'll come to like the highest point. But right here Shigaraki in fact uses a decay to break down the tower, and you just see this like string of webs type of thing coming out of Destro as he falls down. And that's where you see Shigaraki say, you're human, you're supposed to die when you fall from a tall building. So that's why the way that Shigaraki reacts saying, oh, you're human, right, just makes me believe that he has some type of inhuman type of quirk, something that boundaries within like some type of demon or some type of monster. And we can't cross this out is because even with Tokoyami, his dark shadow is some type of demon in its own sense. It's like a different persona. And the way Shigaraki is just standing there like a savage saying, you're the boss, wait. But Destro is looking so nuts though, and he's just there like, you lost your chance to hear the answer. I'm pretty sure he was going to tell more about what his goal was, but he just looks so nuts. But anyway, let's talk more about his quirk. So far we've seen this curse mark type of thing appear on his face, and of course he's used it in his hand when he uses his powers there. But there must be a reason why it comes more onto his face rather than anywhere else. But I believe that his whole body will shroud into this, and it will look like some type of, you know, demon or monster. And we've also seen him, you know, use it through his finger to flick and cause impact. We've seen him expand using that power at the same time, where he made his hand huge, and we've seen the monstrous power behind it. We then see him survive the fall, and at the same time, if you look at the building, there's all these little crack sort of looking thing, and I believe that is from his quirk. So once again, I'm gonna say that his quirk is to do with some type of, you know, demon, some type of oni, some type of monster. But once again, things are getting crazy, and I just want to give this chapter again 10 out of 10. So much happened, and so much is going to happen, especially with Gigantomachi coming, and the way Destro is expanded. I'm pretty sure he expanded here right near the end. If you see the way his body looked, imagine him fighting Gigantomachi in that size. I think they're just gonna have a crazy fight, and then Shigaraki's gonna finish off Gigantomachi at that point, and Gigantomachi will become his humble following, and thus the start of the League of Villains, the strongest that there is out there. They're gonna literally take over everything, and especially with the way they're trying to work, and especially with how they've already targeted the top contenders like Endeavor and everyone, it's just looking crazy. Anyways, I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know what you guys believe is his quirk, and you know what you see happening in the future, and especially with the anti-superpower faction. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I did myself. This chapter was fantastic, and I hope you guys can support me by subscribing to the channel. It will mean the world. And anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic great day. Peace.